I have, my whole life, wanted nothing so much as being an author. I have wanted to write, to craft stories, to understand the impact that a well-crafted sentence can have. So, contrary to all sense, I became an author, just as I always wanted. I have been writing stories for 22 years. Novels, snippets of scenes, short stories, poetry, anything that involved putting words in my head onto paper. And I know I'm not the only person who has the need to write. There are many of us. So why, all of a sudden, does it feel like writing, crafting stories, is coming under attack? Recently, it came to light that Meta had used a database of pirated books to train their AI. Worse, they knowingly used pirated books because they did not wish to pay for the actual rights. Almost all artificial intelligence, quote-unquote, has been trained on stolen data, so this is not terribly surprising. Disappointing, yes, but not surprising. The part that I do not understand, however, is not how people could think stealing data to train an LLM is okay, a large language model, if you're wondering, but how they could think that we want an AI to write stories for us in the first place. Yes, there are always going to be people who want their life made easier by machine or whatever other means are available. There are always people who want to make money without actually having to do the work. But no author I know wrote a book because it was likely to be easy. They did so because they had a story to tell, and writing it down was their way of telling the story. They write because they want to, because telling stories is human. People, that is consumers, I think, are also more interested in reading human-made books than machine-crafted ones. There is little to no soul in the creatings of a machine. It is mimicry, extrapolating patterns from the dataset given to it. It is not the quintessential human craft we crave. It is not the human experience shared. Why, then, does it persist? Technologically speaking, it's a fascinating thing. We have been trying to have computers mimic humans for as long as computers have existed. The ability to do so in real time is extraordinarily complex, but they don't need to write books. I would prefer that they did not, actually. Apart from having my books stolen, though, the rise of artificial intelligence has also made it harder for me as an editor of other independent authors' works. Editing, as much as I try to keep things reasonable, is not cheap. For a copy or line edit and a proofread, it can often cost over $500, and usually closer to $800 or $900 for an average-sized novel, and that's on the low end. I purposefully charge less than industry standard, which is closer to 3 cents per word, because I know that many people can't afford to spend a huge amount on editing, yet it is extremely important. These days, though, there is not a huge amount of incentive to have a human to edit a book for grammar or punctuation, because the machine will do that for people. Well, so they think. I have used ProWriting Aid and Grammarly, and while they are decent in catching common errors like commas, wider grammatical structures are just plain wrong. As someone with a master's in applied linguistics, I can definitively say that these programs have significant issues with grammar, especially formal structures that are not commonly used in modern settings. Yet, people would rather use a machine than a trained human because it's cheaper, faster, and usually, unfortunately, good enough. Not everyone is going to make that choice. Some will always prefer a human, but I think it is unlikely that people will turn away from AI for this sort of thing en masse. It's just easier. As much as I would like to believe that righteous indignation won't matter much in advocating for letting humans retain the rights to human creativity and creating anything, I am not a fool. AI is here to stay. There will always be those who are happy to use it for their own gain or edification. But that doesn't mean I can't support humans telling stories. Stories are inherently human, and I, for one, will keep telling them, slowly, with intention, and the hope that they reach someone who needs to hear them, to read them. After all, is that not what stories are for?